Luther nailed his 95 treatises to. Pretty city. Martin Luther House is what this is called. We're in Wittenberg. Our group. We're the red flag group today. The communist group is here. And there's another group.
It was not built as Luther's home, it was built as a monastery for the monks of the Augustinians. And they came to town at the beginning of the 16th century to work as professors, and one of them was Martin Luther. But when he arrived in 1508, he was not happy. He said, "Oh my God, I'm close to the border of civilization." Wittenberg was a small town, 2,000 inhabitants. And he came from Erfurt in Thuringia with 20,000 inhabitants, so it was a big difference. He left Wittenberg, went to Rome. He married the former nun Katharina. And Katharina was sent to the convent with the age of 6 because her mother died, and that was the only way to get an education for her. And so Katharina could read and write, spoke Latin and a little Greek, which was very, very special for her at this time. And the first idea at the university, the first idea this project provides, was to have good educated laws for the oral persuasion. But within a few years it changed to one of the best universities for the English. Those times, this is not so.
Completed the tour of Martin Luther's monastery / house, where he married the nun Katharina, Katie. So we have Catherine Smith, and we have Lucas, the painter of Lucas Cranach, the painter of Martin Luther. Here is the main street, walking street, right in front of Luther's house. There comes a scooter or motorcycle? It's a motorcycle. And this weighs 500 to 700 kilos. It could be a ton, 1,000 kilograms, a ton, 1,000 pounds.
The wife goes to South Africa, and
Wife goes to South Africa, and he goes to Spain in the winter. He finds a new wife. So they change their wives every year. The wives change their husbands. Yeah. No,
same size too.
Hey man! No reaction at this. Female.
Hey girl.
It could be a male if it's got a yellow neck. This is the oldest church in town. There's a service going on now. They're still doing services. A lot of people walking in costume in town at the time of the Martin Luther period. And this is the old section of the church. The original part is now the choir. There's a gallery of Lucas Cranach's paintings inside.
Two monuments. This is Martin Luther, and this is Philip Melanchthon. This was the place for the special exhibitions of the 800 Luther dwarfs 3 years ago. So, this is the official end of our tour. Now you have the free time. Team maybe, when everything is finished. When they finish the restoration work, wish you all the best, good health, take care, and bye-bye. Goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Volker is taking a movie
Like the spoon.
of the spoon. Look at this spoon. And now put it down in the glass so you can see. It sits in the glass. And this is, she'll turn it, I'll take a movie of the Martin Luther beer that I'm having. And she's taking a picture of it. Right in the Marktplatz. That's Martin Luther on the right. And another guy will get on the left. And here is the beer. I wanted to take this bottle, but Volker says there's a deposit, so I can't take the bottle for you, Wenzel. But here is Wenzel's picture of Luther beer in Luther's town of Wittenberg. It's a Pilsner, and it's called a Reformation beer. Zoom in on It's taking Luther Reformation's beer. How about that? Pilsner. Würzig means spicy, right? Home-hosted visit. We have Peter in Utah house. We're out in the countryside here. We're going inside. Peter.
Yes. Oh, you're getting one too. There's only 2 people now. There were 3. What happened?
Here's Peter in Utah, and Utah. Folk is giving them our email address probably, and come and visit us. Now we're getting their address. Super people. We're behind the Iron Curtain, and they loved it before the wall came down, and they like it now. He bought the land for this house before the wall came down.
Oh, a bagel.
There is the church steeple shaped like
We have $1.
a Prussian helmet.
By the ship. So you have some of these old warehouses here on the left, and this huge Home Depot place. That's what the Obi is. OBI. Obi. But it's closed today.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
This is the famous water bridge near Magdeburg over the Elbe. They started it in '42, and they stopped it during the war, and then they finished it in 2002. Took them 5 years from 97 or 98. Famous bridge. Little view out our porthole window. Cloudy day today, but we're going to be in Tangermunde. Folk is dancing a little bit. We got a YouTube. This Tangermunde has celebrated 1,000 years of existence, and this is the castle of the Tangermunde here, I think. Our boat is parked right behind us. So there's how you spell Tangermunde. Our guide is giving us a history of the Hanseatic League, which I have a sheet on. So the Hanseatic League, Charles IV tried to get Tangermunde to be part of the Hanseatic League. And Scott is going to give us this whole history later. Okay, Folk is going to tell us about Tangermunde.
Yeah, Tangermunde is one of the few totally walled-in cities or towns left in Germany and Europe, maybe.
Yep, I think you're right. So here's the wall all around. We saw 4 of those big flying buttresses, and this whole city is walled in. Beautiful old city. She also told us the name comes when you have Munde. That was the name of a river, and where the Tange runs into the Munde, they called the town Tangermunde.
Quick.
So here's the walled city. There's the Elbe River on the bottom. There's the famous church on the top. And everything around this river area is all walled in. So this is the gate into the city under the wall. Our guide is showing us a high water mark that the floods of 2002 reached about 2 meters above where we're standing now. And Folk is absorbing all this. She'll be able to repeat everything that the guide said when it's time to review these movies.
All the victims of the tsunami. So major projects, or in Africa somewhere, health projects and all of these things. And if they then have a donation done, and then an easy explanation would be Kaspar, Melchior and Balthasar. So the name of the 3 wise men, but actually it's Casa Menzione Benedictem, your house is blessed.
Your house is blessed, okay.
Very often what they came up with this year in many places, that they just made stickers and stick them on the walls. Of different filling materials. I found actually there was a house a little further down the street, but I can already show you the picture. They keep renovating the buildings, and it's really, you know, when they're getting the stone out to reinforce it and to make it bigger, they sort of need to put the whole house on stilts, that it does not fall in. So it's a
There's another section of the wall. This was part of the Moat. when heavy rains, it just runs down here like a Los Angeles. Well, here's a pretty town. Isn't that what it says? I just told this lady the sign Ausfahrt meant you're not allowed to fart here. Here's a nice Gaststube that Volk and I may have a beer at after this tour. And it's right next to the St. Stephen's Church. Was built, started in 1200 as a Catholic church, and when Martin Luther came around, this became a Protestant church. So you want to have a Schmaltzstulle after?
Not necessarily.
Why not? I'll split it with you, especially if it's got griebens in it. This was a school, was built as a school right next to the church originally. This is a charming little town, little village. Would be nice to come and visit here. You get a pension for 3 or 4 days. You're right on the Elbe River, so you've got river tours. You got great restaurants, and you can visit Martin Luther stuff. Good for Stefan Wenzel. Volker saw this sign for Schmaltzstulle, and her mouth started watering, so we completed the tour and came back here so she can have her Schmaltzstulle. We're right in front of the church. Did you look at the Schmaltzstulle?
No, she's going to come out in a minute.
Is she going to show you what it looks like?
No, I'm going to order it, but I want to go to the bathroom.
Oh, go to the bathroom. And I'm having a cow's tail beer. Charles the
In what is the name of the modern glass building on the
We're doing the
riverfront in
quiz.
France?
Volker
That
knows
was
all the
quite a
answers.
difficult question,
Almost all
especially
the
with the options we gave to you. Michelin Barra, Tom and Jerry, and Fred.
This was a great cruise until now.
Gets